Dun, dun, dun. One day I will comb my hair, but that day is not today. That day is not today at all. Hey guys, what's up? I just want to get me some music because some music goes well for me. Yeah, but hey, what's up? I'm feeling better. I hope you're feeling better or good or whatever you call it. You guys just need to let me know about the network because I feel like that's now my number one thing, or the first thing that happens to me as life happens. So, oh hey, so Ali, I actually wanted to check last week. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like Instagram names are thingy. I'm trying to see your picture to see who you are, but problems. Anyway, but hi. Yeah, okay. So guys, we're getting really good at this. Can I just say we are legit getting good at this. Getting it into half an hour is a thing. So for those that are joining for the first time, please write the answers on a piece of paper. Don't write the answers in the comments, and then we'll mark afterwards. Today we have 6 questions per category. Okay, so on your piece of paper, write 1 to 6 for Old Testament and 1 to 6 for New Testament, and then we will take it from there. Hey Tish. Okay, hi Tish. Okay, you guys need to let me know what if the network is okay. Because obviously now problems. Okay, but yeah, so let's get into it then. Let's just make sure you have a piece of paper. See, I'm wearing a cap, guys. I'm trying to hide my hair because it's got nothing to do with what's going on here. And also it's getting really cold. Can I just say it's getting really cold? Okay, anyway, so 1 to 6, 6 questions, both categories, Old Testament and New Testament. Okay, so we will start with the Old Testament. Okay, so Old Testament. The picture is clear, so it means the network is good. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So Old Testament, question number 1. Demisha, I hope you passed this week, by the way. I'm just saying. Okay, so question number 1. Who was the king of Babylon when Jerusalem was taken into exile? Old Testament, who was the king of Babylon when Jerusalem was taken into exile? So God had been warning them for years that, guys, exile is coming, and then suddenly exile came. Can you see the pimple I'm getting you? It's nice and big. It's also kind of sore. Okay. Question number 2. Okay, so this is out of 3. Okay, this is out of 3 marks. So there are 3 answers. I'm still trying to see if I should say 3 like full marks or 6 half marks, but we'll get there when we get to the answers. But question number 2. So according to Joel, okay, when God pours out His Spirit on all flesh, what are the 3 manifestations? What are the 3 manifestations that will happen? So in the book of Joel, he obviously talks about visions and stuff, and then he says, and in those days, God will pour out His Spirit on all flesh. Then what will happen to who? Like, this group of people will do this, this group of people will do this, and this group of people will do this. What are the manifestations when God pours out His Spirit on all flesh? I'm here to learn. Okay, that's cool too. I really do. So, this is also kind of been about learning about the Bible for me. So, it's okay. You're allowed. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a second because that could have some writing to do. I I didn't do well on water today. I need to drink lots and lots of water. Okay, cool. Question number 3. Who was the king of Persia who ended the exile of the Israelites? So his story was, I must remember. His story was, that, God stirred something up in him, and God said to him, hey, listen, those that I had called my people to worship me I'm going to put that down before I stab myself, to worship me in Jerusalem. So those that want to go back to Jerusalem to worship me, let them go. And then he let them go. That was King who? Dun, dun, dun. So a Babylonian king conquered them, and they were taken into exile. And then the king of Persia kind of let them go back. Who was that king? Dun, dun, dun. Who was that king? What was his name? Okay, guys, that's what you either know it or you don't. Hey, I'm just saying. Okay, question number 4, Old Testament. Okay, so Moses went and got the Israelites out of Egypt. Okay, and then they wandered in the desert, and every day they were given manna, and life was good. Then the people started. Then there's a story where the people start complaining, right? And they're like, oh, when we were in Egypt, we had fish and we had meat and all this stuff, whatever. And they're like, dude, we want meat. So God sent them meat. One animal, did God send as the meat. And he sent a lot, he sent a lot of that animal, he sent a lot of that meat. What animal was that? If that story still doesn't make sense to you, the rest of the story is then everybody kind of caught that, everybody spent the day catching that animal, and by the end, households and households and households had a lot of meat, and then as they were eating the meat, God decided, I'm actually angry that these people complained, and then he struck them with the plague, while they were eating it. Guys, it's so deep. So he struck them with the plague. So what was the meat? Just to be clear, the question is the meat, when the Israelites complained in the wilderness about wanting meat, what animal, or what did God send them as meat? What did God send them as meat? Okay, question number 5. If you're guessing question number 4, by the way, it's not obvious. I don't think it's obvious, really. Okay, question number 5. Happy Memorial Day, by the way, to the people in America. Question number 5, Old Testament. So the Levites served the temple. Okay, so Israel was broken into 12 tribes, right? And it was 12 sons of Israel, or Jacob, whatever you want to call him. Okay, but the Levites were called to serve in the temple. Okay, so they weren't really, if I want to say, considered a tribe. I watched the Friends episode the other day where Joey does this, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, so the group of Israelite tribes. Okay, if you excluded the Levites, even at the census, even when they took the census. Oh, I don't. Okay, yeah. Even when they took the census, there were 13 tribes, technically speaking, because Joseph, his 2 sons were considered two tribes. It's not everybody that Joseph bore, or not all the descendants of Joseph were in one tribe. They were split into 2, and those 2 tribes were named after the 2 sons that, when Joseph went to go say goodbye to his dad, he took them, and then Israel blessed those 2 sons, right? So what are the names of those 2 sons? So this question is obviously out of 2. Okay, you get 1 per name. So what are the names of the 2 sons of Joseph that were counted when you counted the tribes of Israel? There was Reuben, and there was Asher, and there was Naphtali, and all the sons, and Issachar, all of them were there. but then Joseph, there isn't a Joseph tribe. Okay, it was his two sons gave two tribe names. What were the name of those two sons? Okay, and then question number 6. This is also out of 2 marks. Okay, what are the 2 things that God used to give the Israelites light as they wandered in the desert? So by day he gave them what, and by night he gave them what? You know, to kind of, it gave them light, and that's how he directed them to go through the wilderness. What are the 2 things that God gave as light and guides for the Israelites as they wandered the desert? By day and by night, by day and by night. Okay, sharp. So we're going to go through the answers. Old Testament, baby. Old Testament. Old Testament is great, guys. The Old Testament is great. Okay, so question number 1. Who was the king of Babylon when Jerusalem was taken into exile? It is King Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, spelling won't count there. It's fine. But just in case you want to know how to spell Nebuchadnezzar, I'm going to read it, because if I have to spell it off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure I'll get it wrong. It's Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, King Nebuchadnezzar. I took the answer out of Daniel 1:1, the first book of Daniel, or Daniel chapter 1, verse 1. Okay, it's easier. I mean, I'm sure you'll find it in many of the other books, but I just took Daniel 1:1 because it was easier. Okay, then question number 2. According to Joel, when God pours out his spirit on all flesh, what are the 3 manifestations? Okay, so I think here I'm going to give 6 half marks, okay, instead of 3 full marks, just to kind of try help you guys. Help you guys get there. Okay, so his sons and daughters, first half mark, shall prophesy. That's the first mark. Okay. Second mark, old men will dream dreams. Okay. Third mark, young men will see visions. Okay. So according to Joel, when God pours out his spirit on all flesh, what are the 3 manifestations? He says, my sons and daughters will prophesy, my old men will dream dreams, and my young men will see visions. Your screen froze on what question? Only because then, I mean, I'm going to read the question before I read the answer anyway. But just let me know if you need me to repeat something, and then I will. Okay. Question number 3. Name the king of Persia who ended Israel's exile. Okay. The king of Persia at that time was King Cyrus. Okay, King Cyrus. And you can find that answer in Ezra 1. So Ezra and Nehemiah really tells a story of them coming back after exile, after the many, many years of exile. And it was King Cyrus who said to them, those who want to go back are allowed to go back. Oh, the answer, the reference for the Joel thingy, it's Joel 2:28. Okay. Guys, honestly, by the time this lockdown's over, I think I'm just going to be bold again. Okay, question number 4. The people complained about wanting meat when they were in the wilderness. And then as they ate it, God struck them with a plague. What was the meat that God sent? He sent quail. Quail. Okay. And that you find in Numbers 11. Tuisha, I hope you're learning something. Okay, so that question number 4, the answer is quail. Question number 5. Okay, question number 5. The Levites served the temple. Okay, so to have 12 tribes, they split Joseph's tribe into 2. Okay, what are the names of his 2 sons? Okay, it's Ephraim and Manasseh. So those are the 2 answers, and they're worth 1 mark each. 1 for Ephraim, 1 for Manasseh. Okay. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, so Ephraim and Manasseh. That's question number 5. Okay, and that there you find the answer either in Genesis 48. So Genesis 48 talks about where Joseph takes both of them to Israel and Israel blesses them. Or you can go and look in Numbers 2. In Numbers 2, they go through all the different tribes, and you see there that Manasseh and Ephraim are two separate tribes. Okay, question number 6, Old Testament. Last question in the Old Testament category, yeah? Okay, question number 6. What 2 things gave light to the Israelites as they wandered the desert? Okay, out of 2 marks again. The first one, it's the cloud by day. Okay, so cloud and the pillar of fire by night. They had the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. Cool. So that's 10. Okay, that's 10 marks. And that's also the end of the Old Testament. So now we're going to go to the New Testament category. Okay, so I'm trying to get this into half an hour. So yeah, go ahead, post your scores out of 10 for Old Testament, but we're gonna carry on, okay? At the end, then we'll have a look to see who got what out of 20. Okay, I hope you guys are passing, by the way. I legit hope you guys are passing. Even though the questions this week I think are delicious. There's no primary school, there's no preschool or Sunday school questions here. Okay, so New Testament. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Hopefully I get to sleep a lot tonight. Okay, 9 out of 10. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I want to know which one you got wrong. Okay, New Testament. Well done, Werner. Really, 9 out of 10 is a good one. It's a good one. Tish, you're passing. Well done. Well done. You are passing. I like it. Okay, New Testament. Question number 1. Other people are too scared to post their scores. It's fine, guys. It's fine. But I want your final scores, though. Okay, New Testament. Why did God give the 5-fold ministry? Okay, so last week we spoke about the 5-fold ministry. I asked you guys about it. Most of you said it even boosted you. So why, according to Ephesians 4, why did God give the 5-fold ministry? Why did God give the 5-fold ministry? To do what? Okay, so there's 3 things that are listed there, right? That the Bible talks about. And if you can just give me one, then I'm happy. So why did God give us the 5-fold ministry? But not really. Well done. 9 is well done. You're doing well. Friend. 9 out of 10 is legit. Okay. Question number 2 in the New Testament category. Question number 2. After the road to Damascus, so on the road to Damascus, God met Saul, right? And then his eyes were blinded, okay? What is the name of the man that God sent to go to Saul to give him his sight back? So God called this guy and said, hey, listen, I want you to go to Saul of go to Saul of Tarsus, lay hands on him or whatever so that he may see. And the guy's like, yo, this is Saul, like the guy who kills us Christians. And God's like, hey, I've called him, go to him. And he lays his hands on him and he prays for him, and then it says scales fell from his eyes. So what is the name of the man that God sent to Saul to give him his sight back? Bring back the Sunday school. I will next week. Today we are just in the adult congregation. Okay, so question number 3. Are you at least passing? That's what I want to know. At least you should be passing. Okay, question number 3. So Jesus asked Peter 3 times, do you love me? Okay, and every time he answered, he was like, Peter, do you love me? Peter's like, yes, Lord, I love you. What are the 3 responses that Peter gave? What are the 3 responses that Jesus gave to Peter after he said, I love you? Okay, so this is out of 3, guys, and I want all 3. Okay, and you must get them right. Okay, so Peter, I'm just going to go through it. Okay, so Jesus says to Peter, Peter, do you love me? He says, yes, I love you. Then Jesus says, do what? Then Jesus says to Peter again, Peter, do you love me? He says, yes. And he says, do what? Then Jesus asks Peter again, Peter, do you love me? And then the Bible even says, Peter says, but Lord, you know that I love you. And then then Jesus says, do what? So what are the 3 responses that Jesus gives Peter, in response to Peter, do you love me? What are the 3? It's 1 each. There's no half marks here. Here it's just 1 each. Okay, what are the 3 responses? I'll give you guys a second because here you actually have to write. Guys, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Like it's these are, if I can say, common stories that people talk about or talk to. I have so many friends that are happy that alcohol is being sold again. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I can't see how this is going to end up. I feel like Jesus stayed putting Peter in a tight spot. But Peter also put himself in a tight spot, yo. You know what my thing is with Peter? Can I just tell you before I keep... Can I just tell you my thing with Peter, honestly? Guys, I don't... It's almost like I don't care about the other stories. Peter is legit the only one that got to walk on water. Everybody else was too scared. So yes, he was in a tight spot, but he also got to walk on water. So I don't know. That's awesome. Steep learning curve. That's okay. It's okay. It means maybe this is the Sunday school lesson. Huh? Maybe this is the Sunday school lesson. Okay, cool. Question number 4, New Testament. Okay, go. I'm going back to the Beatitudes, guys, or the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, so so complete this one. Okay, so blessed are the poor in spirit, for how does that end? What do the poor in spirit get? I was talking to somebody this week about last week's one. What was last week's one? I actually don't remember. What was last week's one? Oh, who are the sons of God? Oh, so last week I gave you the who are the sons of God. It was a very funny conversation. But it actually, these things make so much sense. Like if you actually, you should go and read them and see why he's saying, like for instance, blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy, But this week's question is, blessed are the poor in spirit, for, so what do the poor in spirit get? Okay. I don't, on Instagram, if the thing just froze, my bad, that was a call was coming in on my side. Yeah, I wonder how you stop that. Okay, anyway, question number 5. Question number 5, New Testament. Your learning curve question. Okay, so in the book of I feel like I need to ask this question simpler. Okay, so in the book of Acts, okay, the Jews who speak Hebrew, okay, went and complained to the disciples about the Jews who speak Greek. Okay, saying that no, when the portions are given to widows, the Jews, the Hebrew speaking Jews, don't get a fair portion compared to the Greek speaking Jews. Okay, and then the disciples were just like, guys, like we're called to go and share the gospel. We can't be dealing with matters like this. So then they appointed people to kind of form that council, and that council would then take care of such matters. How many people did they appoint? So how many men did they appoint to be part of like that little council thing? I mean, I think it goes. So how many? If you don't know, just you guess. I know Jesus said we mustn't lie. This isn't a lie. This is a guess. So how many servants did the disciples appoint to make such rulings? Okay, it's so deep. I was just like, yo. And depending on what translation you have, it doesn't even like explain the two words that the Bible uses. I had to go and look, like, because it was one Jewish group versus another Jewish group, and I'm like, but aren't they all the same people? So the difference was the group that was being preferred was apparently the Greek-speaking Jews over the Hebrew-speaking Jews. And they were looking to say, no, but you guys aren't taking care of our widows as well as their widows are being taken care of. Okay, so when Hebrew Jews complained about the Greek Jews, that their widows were neglected when the portions were separated, how many servants did the disciples choose to form part of that little council that then they called it that served tables? I think that's in the NIV on the New King James. It's either NIV, but it says, that served the tables. And then the disciples could focus on spreading the gospel. How many? Okay, and question number 6. Last one for New Testament. Yay! Okay, so this is out of 3 again. Okay, this is out of 3 again. Okay, so Paul wrote to Timothy. Okay, he says, Timothy, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but be an example to the believers in, and then he names 6 things. I just want you to give me 3. Just give me 3. So Paul writes to Timothy. In one translation it says, let no one look down on you because you are young. In another it says, what's the other one? Let no one despise your youth. I don't know what the Passion Translation says. I don't even want to lie. But yeah, like it was around that thing where he says, hey, don't let, even though you are young, you're still leading this really big church. And I want you to be a believer, be an example to the believers in what? But just name 3. So if you can name 3, then I'm happy. Okay. So imagine poor Peter trying to affirm his commitment to Jesus. Jesus saying, you will deny me. Yeah, exactly. But so most people relate those two, right? That Peter denied Jesus 3 times. So Jesus restored him 3 times by asking him 3 times, do you love me? I'm just saying, I'm just saying the Bible is a beautiful thing. Okay, let's go through the answers, yeah? Cool. So question number 1. Why did God give us the 5-fold ministry? Okay, so the answer for question number 1 is in Ephesians 4 verse 12. Okay, and it says, so if you wrote the equipping of the saints, okay, for the work of the ministry, for edifying the body, till it is unified. Okay, so you either wrote to equip the saints for the work of the ministry, which is the main one that I think people know. Okay, or to edify the body, or, edifying the body till it was unified, till we are unified. God knew that we would be fighting church versus church, denomination. But I think that's what's been really nice about this lockdown, for me anyway, is there's just been I love just how, it doesn't matter anymore. Like now it's just about Jesus, and that's really cool. Okay, so question number 2. After the road to Damascus, who did God send to give Saul his sight back? His name was Ananias. Ananias. Okay, so if you wrote Ananias, it doesn't count. You don't get them out. I want the word Okay, Ananias. If you think you have a version of Ananias on your page, you can write it in the comments, and then the judge will rule on whether you get that or not. But his name was Ananias. And that is found in Acts 9. In Acts 9, verse 10 to 19. Okay, since this week is apparently learning curve. Okay, so question number 3, New Testament. Jesus asked Peter 3 times, do you love me? What instruction followed Peter's answers? Okay, so the answer is found in John 21 from verse 15. You can just reading. Yeah, yes. I also thought of Mount Ararat. Okay, so what's the answers? Okay, so Peter, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Number 1, feed my lambs. That's a mark. Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord, I love you. Tend my sheep. That's a mark. Peter, do you love me? Yes, Lord, you know I love you. Peter was grieved, all that sad stuff. Jesus said, feed my sheep. So those are the 3 answers that I'm looking for. Feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my sheep. Okay, so those are the 3 answers. Okay, and you get an answer, you get a mark for each one of those. Cool. Question number 4. Did I give you the scripture for that? I don't know. Anyway, it's John 21. Question number 4, Sermon on the Mount. That's Matthew 5. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Question number 5. When the Hebrew-speaking Jews complained to the disciples about the Greek-speaking Jews and the different widows getting different portions, how many people did the disciples appoint? How many servants did the disciples appoint to handle such matters? They appointed 7. Okay, they appointed 7, and that is in Acts 6. Okay, so in Acts 6, you find that they appointed 7. And the last question for the New Testament category and for the night, Paul said to Timothy, let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers. I asked you for 3, so I'm going to read all 6, and then you can just tick the ones that you got right, if any. So he said, let no one despise your youth, but be an example to believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. Okay, I'll read it again. Word, conduct, love, spirit, faith, and purity. Cool! That is the end. Okay, so you should have a score out of 20. And I would love to see your final scores, please. Even with your steep learning curves, that is fine. I will not judge. I just want to see how you did. So please share how you did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week, Monday. And I hope you come back, I guess. Because now apparently I've chowed you. Okay. Tish, like just 1 out of 10, as in just for New Testament or Old Testament or what? Okay, 7 out of 20. Okay, I was just like, no, 1 couldn't be it. 7 out of 20. Okay, so that's, you're not far from a pass, which is good. 13 out of 20. Okay. Yeah, guys, did I chow you with the New Testament? Apparently, Vanna, I really want to know which question you got wrong in the Old Testament, if you don't mind me asking. Okay. Steep learning curve out of 20. Yeah, but what did you get? I want to know how much you got. Steep learning curve is fine, guys. Learning is good, you know. Now, hopefully you'll remember some of these answers. I really hope you also write down the scriptures so that you can go and read the stories, because it really is amazing, like, to see, you know, just to see some of the stories actually happen in the Bible. I'm just saying, why did you want to share your score with me? This is not fair. But yeah, guys, really, like, you know, even sometimes even some of the way that I ask the question will be for my benefit, right? Because I don't necessarily want to make it easy. But as you read the story, like as you're able to place the stories in context, as you just read the chapters or whatever, like, it really is beautiful. I mean, one of the things that I love doing nowadays even is just reading Psalm 23, like actually following it in my Bible as I read it. It's amazing. I also want to say, like, it's given new hope to me, in the sense of faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word. And, you know, so just engage all of your senses as you read the Bible. It really, it's beautiful, man. It's given me some really beautiful times in this lockdown. Okay, what's that? Sons and daughters prophesy. Oh, okay. Well, at least, so you got the dreams and the visions. Okay, that's good. Okay, thanks. Love your encouraging spirit. Thank you. Well, I think that's also the point, right? Is the Bible quiz, it's to test your knowledge, but like, to be, you know, then you have people like Demisha that come and say, well, I'm just here to learn. even the, you know, when it's steep learning curve or when it's Sunday school. But I will remember to put in some Sunday school questions in there for you guys. But last week I gave too much away, so this week I had to come and just redeem myself. Yeah, guys. So I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next week then. Okay, cool. Bye. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tisha. Also, I love context. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, how do I should be getting better at this. There.